9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, 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 we are back. It's us, the guys, Mike and Rod, back with another edition of North American Harness Update, coming at you live from, I guess, the United States. We're in the Midwest. Mike's in Pennsylvania. I'm in Ohio. We're doing our thing. Mike, do you have COVID?
No,
Are you
but we are doing
positive?
very well at social distancing since you're, what, 500 miles away?
Uh,
How
like
much further are
300.
you away from me?
No, I'm like 250, I think.
Okay.
Maybe 300.
Okay. Oh,
But either way, I don't have COVID. I don't think you have COVID. I hope you
Woodbine
don't.
back, Meadowlands back.
Yeah, we got
I
everything
have a better
back.
chance of having. Well, maybe not. We got. You're in the post office. I'm in the hospital. I mean, I don't know if there's any higher chance of getting it than us.
Well, yeah. But at the same time, I think we're doing okay. And I'm going to get this top bar off because it's taking up a bunch of CPU and it's slowing the video down. I'm not liking that. So, anyways, there we go. Now we're looking a little better here. Um, we do have Mohawk. We have the Meadowlands, both racing right now. And we're going to talk about the early pick fours from both tracks. So, I think both sequences are pretty solid, and we should be able to hopefully hit one of these early pick fours. $50,000 guarantee in both of them. And we're going to start over at Mohawk because theirs goes first, starting in race number 4, which happens to be the next race coming up. Um,
No, it's they're on the third
well,
actually. I
the
think,
the
aren't they?
third's getting ready to go right now, and
Right.
it's the
Mm-hmm.
race following this, which is race 4. I don't know if you know how to count
Mm-hmm.
correctly.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Well, race 4 starts this pick 4 sequence. $50,000 guaranteed, 20-cent minimum bet at Woodbine Mohawk Park. And Mike, why don't you start us off? You are our so-called expert. You call yourself the expert over at Mohawk. Start us off in this sequence.
Well, I'm definitely more of an expert at this track than you are, but so far, two races, two prices, 7-1, 6-1, the first two races. So, and it's going to be tough. I mean, you get these horses that a lot of them haven't qualified. You have horses that are coming off extended layoffs and things. I mean, not really through no fault of their own, but they haven't raced for a couple months. So, yeah, I think it lends itself to prices. So it lends me to want to spend more money to try to, chase some of these bigger handles, bigger payouts, better chances, I think, to win. So in any case, I was five deep in this first race, and it's not straight numbers of three, which are tough. Definitely a tough condition here at Mohawk. And five deep, I'll start with the one, muscles of plenty. And the reason why I used this horse was the horse qualified decently, back lines at London, gets the big track. This horse has non-lifetime wins. And is being thrown into this race. Has to step up to win, but it's going to be a price. McNair's firing everything from the gate already, so I'm interested in that one. The two, Sombre, this horse is probably going to be the favorite now. Was claimed for 15,000 by Osceola on March the 5th and stepped directly into straight numbers of three and won in a mile 56. Now, the horse is 3 for 46 lifetime. You're going to get, I would say, sub 2-1 in this race, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to trust, especially off a couple month layoff for sure. So that's why I'm spreading here. The six, HP Bruxelles gets Lasix now for Bayerjean. There wasn't any barn harder than Bayerjean prior to the shutdown. Especially with these trotters. This horse is has shown ability and has shown speed. Now gets Lasix, has had a little time off, and I'm interested in this one, especially with Filion driving. The eight, Villefrance AS. This is the horse I picked in the contest. This is Goddard Henry has shown talent. Was racing really well prior to during the winter, and was facing horses at this level and ran into some tough ones. I think that this horse is interesting, especially off the bench, especially if she can show that talent. And then the 9, Knopfler, another one getting Lasix, another one that has shown ability, a little short on the win end. But I feel like with the Lasix has a puncher's chance in a race that really could go any which way. So 1, 2, 6, 8, and 9.
I'm also deep to start this sequence, and I'm 5 deep. Similar, but not all the way. Start with the 2 Sombre, like you said. This horse is likely going to be the favorite here, coming off a win in 2 seconds last 3 starts. Second start for Osceola. He's already got 1 win tonight. We'll see if he can keep it going. The 4 Northern Cavalier. This is another one from the Osceola barn. I think probably breaks or wins. It's a tough one to use, but it's a tough one to leave off as well. There's issues there, but the horse is wicked fast when he wants to stay trotting. The 6, Addicore Royal. This one, Jody Jamieson drives. I think has a nice shot coming from Flamborough. Might like this big track with his racing style. He doesn't have a ton of gate speed, so he's always got to be on the outside over on the half-mile track. I think maybe...
You mean the 5, right? That's the 5.
Or that's the 5. Sorry. Yeah, the 5. I said 6, didn't I? Yeah.
You did.
Okay. The 5.
Speaking of the 5, he won the race in race 3 at Woodbine.
The 5 won race 3? Okay.
Yes.
Chalk.
Continue. 4 to 5.
But anyway, Addicore Royal, the 5 here in race number 4. He makes sense. He's coming to the big track. He's got a style that fits the big track. And I think the only concern is his win percentage, 2 wins lifetime. So it is one of those horses. He's a long shot, but throw him in. The 6 HP Bruxelles, Bayer Jean Barn, Sylvain Filion. I never leave them off if I can help it. This one's a price 5 and 9 in the money this year, over 30,000 made already. Makes sense. I'm using. And then the 8 Villafranche as whatever that name is. I don't even know, but whatever. Ass. This is another one I think fits well here. Can get a trip. Shows the ability to leave. Shows the ability to come from off the pace. One of these things has to move forward early off the car, and I think this is the one that's going to do it. So watch for this one. Nice price. Trevor Henry drives. I like his chances with an outside post. So I am 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 to start it off. Leg number 2 is race number 5. This is a filly and mare numbers of 1 or 7,000 lifetime. Another full field here, and this is another race that I go pretty deep. Mike, are you deep?
I'm not, and the 2 scratched in here, if you didn't know. So that one's out, and that one was going to take a little money.
Yeah.
I'm just too deep. The 7 and the 9 here. The 7 is mouth-watering. This is McIntosh and Henry. Horse raced extremely well in a May 29th qualifier, losing to, came from 13 back to be second in 27 and 2. Has some grassroots lines in the past, and McIntosh, if you watch any of these qualifiers, a lot of his horses qualified extremely well. He gets them ready off the bench. He's Henry's his main man. This horse is going to take some beating, I think. And the 9, Smiling Dialing, was 3 for 3 to start the career at 2, and that was at smaller tracks. And then was brought to the big track on March the 19th and qualified in 58 with a 26 and 2 kicker. For a 3-year-old coming back and putting in that qualifier, first time big track, that was huge. And I would say that this horse has a ton of talent. Now, you don't see a qualifier right now in May, but obvious talent and a must-use versus these horses, 7-9.
Yeah, I go way deeper. I do use those 2 horses, but I'm deeper in this race, starting with the 4 Zephyr Sealster. This one gets Jody to drive. He's driven this horse before with a second-place finish. Just got beat in that race. Lots to like here. Good post. The horse should work out a nice trip, and was facing sire stakes type horses last season. Qualified really well, and I just think that that closing effort in that qualifier is good enough to be right there against this field. The 5 odds-on Vero Beach, I think, is a must-use. Not a lot to look at here, but has kicked home in 27 and a piece down at Sunshine Meadows in Florida. Comes up to Mohawk, looks ready. Has had 4 qualifiers, so I'm expecting this horse to be fully fit and ready to go. The 7 mouthwatering, very obvious. Going to be coming from off the pace. That's my only concern there. The 9 Smilin' Dialin' shows nothing but wins. First start for Rob Shepard and Isabel Darvaux. Makes sense here. Is likely going to get bet, but the post is a big issue. And then the 10 Little Mary, another Osceola and John Drury connection here, has shown breaking, but that was last year as a 2-year-old. Maybe now at 3 she's matured a little bit, put in a really good qualifier, and if she can go back to that effort, she's going to be a decent price to be able to hit this ticket and possibly make it pay. And does start from the second tier. Leg number 3 is race number 6 at Mohawk in this early pick 4. I'll start this leg off, starting with the 3 Sauble Delightful. This one gets Bob McClure to drive after a good qualifier in 154 flat. Pace that last half in 55 and 2. Big chance here. Not much for winning yet, but I think this horse is fit coming into this race and gets a field that is kind of suspect here. So that's the reason I thought it at decent value. You're probably going to get somewhere around morning line at 6-1. So throw that one in. The 9 Martini's Place adds Lasix now after a qualifier. Won that qualifier. Has shown solid gold type speed prior to this last year as a 2-year-old, and made 72,000 in 9 starts, basically facing stakes company all season long. So I like the spot for this horse dropping in class, making her 3-year-old debut. Outside post is the only concern, obviously. And then the 10 Beach Sports was McNair's choice for trainer Greg McNair, his dad. This is one I don't know what to make of this horse, because last year she was decent, but she was facing like the second or third tier of those 2-year-old fillies up there in Ontario, but qualified really well. Last quarter 27 and 2, mile 54 and change in that qualifier from off the pace, and kind of just went with them the whole way, but makes sense here from the second tier. So I'm 3, 9, 10 there.
Agree on the 3 and the 9. I used a couple other different ones though, and starting with the 1 Kit. Kit was racing in those Harvest Series races also, and this horse was showing speed. As a 2-year-old filly, Ian Moore has them ready. He's always quick to improve them from 2 to 3. This horse has a couple lifetime wins, and I feel like her speed makes her very interesting here, especially if Christopher can kind of get her out of there, because he tends to sit a little bit. But this horse has a natural early, off the wings, and I think that she's going to be close, and then her kick should, be solid late. The 3, you get McClure there. Sauble Delightful. That qualifier last time kicked 27 and 1 against Perfect Storm. That horse just won the 3rd race, and this horse didn't have much of a chance there, but still ended up coming late to pick up pieces. So I did like that qualifier. I like the draw here. I like the trainer coming off the bench. Big chance for that one. The 6 is the other one I used that you didn't, is La Sealster. One I feel like is going to close in here, and raced well at 2. Had a couple really bad trips coming from outside posts, and really had to come a long way at big odds, and didn't disgrace herself. She has a lot of thirds and things, but she definitely has the right to improve. Stacy is a trainer that definitely has them ready, definitely improves them. The qualifier was decent enough. Definite use for me. And then the 9, Martini's Place that you talked about, racing the super final last year, was 96 to 1, but was only beat 6 lengths in there. Made 72,000 at 2. You get wide, you get Lasix, and I will use 1, 3, 6, and 9.
We're way apart here. You use 4 horses, and I don't have any of them.
What, in the 7th?
In the 7th, yes.
I have 5 actually.
Well, I don't have any. I got Kendall Sealster. Uh,
Oh, I used her.
but you didn't say her when you recapped. But anyway, the 4 Kendall Seelster, uh, we all know what
No,
she
I was
is.
talking about race 6, Rod. I was talking about race 6.
Oh,
Not
my bad.
this is race 7. You started.
Yeah, now we're on race 7. But I'm too
Okay.
deep in race 7. That's it. Too
I'm
deep,
glad I'm here.
right? It's been a long day for me. I've been doing a lot of crap.
Okay.
Um, Race 7, this is a filly and mare. Now winners of 25,000 last 5. And starting with the 4 Kendall Seelster, we all know what she is. She's a preferred type horse. She gets back down into a class where she usually wins. And knowing how her racing style is and knowing this horse fairly well, Mike, I think you would agree this horse is going to be fit. She's not one to really take care of herself. She kind of just wants to go all the time. So I expect her to be totally fit here, and made 50,000 already this year in 8 starts. So she should be good. Likely favorite. Then I'm going to go outside to a nice price horse in the 8 Sweet Lucy Lou. Put in a massive qualifier on May 29th, and prior to that hadn't raced since November, but was racing well down at Chester. New trainer Meg Crone, Trevor Henry drives. The horse loves to win. Made a lot of money as a 3-year-old in Pennsylvania in some stakes races and even the overnight races toward the end of the season. But 7-time winner last year. I like to see that, and I think this horse is ready off of that 26 and change, 53 and change qualifier. Makes a ton of sense here. Just has to get put in play and get close enough to be able to outkick most of these other horses. So I'm 4-8 there.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few problems with the 4. I mean, I do like her a lot. She's, $8,000 away from a million. She loves this racetrack. But, got Lasix added, back in March, and it really didn't, move her forward. Now, she was facing so much more every week, and, obviously that horse would be 1-5 in this race. Does she have the class? Of course she does. She's drawn perfectly, but again, her normal driver is sitting on number 2, Skater Chick, who wouldn't get anywhere near her on a normal, nights, especially at this racetrack. However, everybody's been off. This horse is a 3-year-old turning 4, had stakes lines last year, was improving, and the driver that typically sits on Kendall is sitting on her. So I'm going to use her for sure. I think she's an interesting one. My top picks, the 3, Clear Idea. Blake McIntosh here ships up from, Yonkers, where this horse was competing in the open there, facing horses like, Kissing in the Sand and, Caitlin N. Those are good horses. Okay. That qualifier, that was a 50-4 qualifier at the Meadowlands. She only went 53-4, but that was from an outside post, got the qualifier in, solid time. There's no caviar alleys in here. There's no kissing in the sands in here. She draws perfect. And she could be ready to roll here because she has a qualifier and a lot of horses don't. The 5, Better Be Donna. This horse is tough as nails, 11 times last year at these upper levels. And, Osceola has already proven he's getting horses ready. He has some wins tonight. I like the fact that she can be close. She fits at this level. And then the 6, Reclamation, Moreau, Waugh, had a big blowout win at a slightly lower level, but was racing at these upper levels. And last year, won 9 times in 2019 and made money. A definite shot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to finish.
So give us your ticket, Mike. Full ticket. The full
It's,
ticket.
it's a big one. It's $40, but it's 12689 with 79 with 1369 with 23456. It's $40 for 20 cents.
I'm going to add the 2 in that last leg because Mike gave a good speech about that one, and I neglected the fact that Sylvain decided to drive that horse. So here's my ticket for 20 cents. It goes 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 with 4, 5, 7, 9, 10 with 3, 9, 10 with 2, 4, 8. It's going to be $45 for 20 cents. I'm going to punch it.
Nice. So yours, okay. Yours is bigger than mine. Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch that ticket. I think it's got a big shot, and I threw
Yeah, I
in
do.
quite a bit of of price plays in there, thinking,
And,
especially with the sloppy track. We neglected to say that
yeah,
sloppy track
the
is going
track's
to play a
off.
factor.
And if you look, I mean, and this is the first night really. I mean, South has been going and things, and they've been having some prices there. But if you look at some of these thoroughbred tracks, there's been a lot of prices with these tracks also. Uh, with these horses been off and been in spots that they're not quite used to coming back. So I think that it sets up for bigger prices and big chances for scores. So uh, you know, take that what you will, but get in. Whatever you like, get in.
Yeah, you might as well. And how about right now,
Let's see what we got.
uh, the 7 Cool Diva here in this fourth race? Mike, give us a thought on the 7 because we didn't touch on that one. 4-1 on the board right now.
Yeah, usually when this horse, I'm going to tell you, like, this might be an unpopular opinion, but this horse tends to, is very talented, but tends to be driven to be, to run seconds, thirds, and fourths. Let's put it that way. She's been in this class for a long time. Look at her record: 61 starts, 3 wins, 17 seconds, 16 thirds, and has made almost 150,000. So, and if you look at a lot of her lines, she tends to kind of sit back and pick up pieces for seconds and thirds, even though, I mean, she might have a chance to win the race. I don't know. But she did win at 61-1 off a layoff in February. Now she's 4-1. She's taking quite a bit of money. And the lines tell you, she fits at the level. But what's the intent? And you always have to ask yourself that. What's the intent? You don't know what the intent of any of these horses are necessarily. Are they trying to win? Are they trying to stay in the level? Are they trying to just get a race before they really try next time? That's what handicapping is. That's how you have to, approach every race. But when you see a horse that obviously wants to kind of, sit and run second and third, and 1 win for the last 25 starts, 3 wins out of 60 life, and I've seen this horse race a ton of times. You're going to take 4-1 on this horse. Good luck. I'm
3-1 now,
interested.
down to 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, and okay, I mean, if she's good, fine. You want to take 3-1 there, fine. I
I
have
don't.
no interest. Not you. I'm not you. I'm saying anyone. I know you wouldn't. I mean, you're a lot smarter than that.
But with that being
The 8
said,
is completely dead on the board. Oh my goodness.
yeah, I did
16?
notice that.
Man, I don't like that.
But
16-1.
hey, there's been some prices that have shown up tonight
Yeah.
that I
know.
didn't think would be
I
the
would.
prices they were.
If you would tell me that the odds on the 7 and 8 were switched, I'd be a little more like I would think. Okay, that's probably more correct. For the 8 to be 15-1 against these horses, I understand the 2 being favored. I understand the 6 taking money. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I expected that, but the fact that the 8 is taking nothing, and the 7 is 7-2, we'll see. I mean, they're getting ready to go to the track, so we'll see.
Uh, while we are thinking about it, let's throw up these contest picks here. So you can see there are 3 contestants this week: Azaric Savachin, James Treat, and Tom Hawkins. And surprisingly, all 3 of them picked a different NAHU crew member to face off against, which is pretty cool. Um, so everybody kind of got a shot this week, and right now I think it's a pretty tight match. I believe uh, Jeff and Mike, you guys had the same picks in the first 3 races. Um, I don't believe I'm doing very well at all. Who is?
You're not very good off the layoff.
No, I'm not. I've got the 2. No, who do I have here? I've got the 6 in this race. So, and Mike, you
We
have
got
the
4
8.
races left. We have 4 races left. We have the 4th and 5th at Mohawk, and the 4th and 5th at Woodbine.
At Meadowland.
Or I mean at Meadowlands. Meadowlands, yeah.
And with these selections, we did these prior to scratches being out and all that good stuff. So there were a couple of changes. I believe it was it race 5? Yeah, race 5 over at, was it race 5?
Race 3 at Meadowlands. Or race 3 at Mohawk, the 2 was scratched.
The 3,
so
okay.
The favorite won that, yeah. So.
Yeah. So I switched to the 6, and Mike ended up switching to the 5, the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Mike loves those chalks.
Not really. I mean, if it was me versus you right now, I'd be.
Yeah, you had a nice price there in race 2 over at Mohawk.
You're telling everyone I love chalk, and everyone watching that knows me knows that's not true. That is false.
Well,
I'm giving you 13-1 right here.
So anyway, this is race 4. You can see I didn't number the races on the graphic. I didn't have time for all that, so just count the logos and go down.
Just count.
You can count the Woodbine logos. You can count the Meadowlands logos. Who won the 3rd at the Meadowlands?
The favorite, the 8, was 1-5. Or no, I'm sorry, the 7 won. The 8 was 2nd, and the 5 was 3rd. The 7 was the winner.
I had the 5. Azric had the 5. Jeff and Tom had the 8.
I was the 10 who did not get a piece.
Well, you suck. So anyway, we're back at it here. This is week number 1 of, like, it feels like a new season of harness racing.
And our contest is sponsored by Bow River Jewelry, in case you were interested in that.
Yes, go to their website, bowriverjewelry.com. Buy some jewelry. They got some pretty sweet stuff, I got to tell you. And all 3 contest participants tonight will receive some swag from Bow River Jewelry. And if they beat us, they're going to receive a little more swag from the NAHU crew.
And an entry into the semi. Well, does everyone get an entry into the
Everybody gets an entry into the semifinals. So when we put that post up, the semifinals will be on Hambletonian Day.
Okay.
With the top 5 in the finals on Jug Day.
Right.
Little Brown Jug Day. So we're working on if we can get it sponsored. We're working on getting the top 5 to actually be at Delaware on Jug Day.
But I hope I'm at Delaware on Jug Day. I don't know. I mean, right now, nobody's anywhere. So we'll just kind of have to play it by ear, and we'll figure it out. I mean, there's no
we're
fans
in a holding
racetracks right now.
We're at a holding pattern with COVID, so
yeah. So we can't do our live shows like we normally do. We can't really do much of anything besides bring you this show, but at least we're back. Website's back up and rolling.
Video will be coming. Some new video will be coming here pretty soon. Working on getting that done. And
race 4 is getting ready to go at Woodbine. So.
All right. Well, how long?
They're rolling. You want me to turn it up?
Yeah. Get some audio going here.
All right. Here we go.
Break behind the gate for 9. Knopfler off stride. They're off and trotting. Another breaker getting out of there. Addy Core Royal made a miscue. From the outside, fires Villefranche leading with Cool Diva. There inside is HP Burcell into 3rd. Trotting up into 4th is Somber. 2 lengths back to the rail sitting Muscles of Plenty, who is 5th. In behind that one, Spend That Money. Further back we go with the inside to race up. From in 7th position in the turn is King of Magic. Then we go back to find Northern Cavalier and Knopfler, and far back trailing Addy Core Royal, opening quarter 27-4 to the backstretch. Henry leads with Villefranche. Cool Diva thinking about a pocket pop, and Cool Diva issues the challenge right here. Cool Diva sweeping up to take on Villefranche. They're by 3/8. Heading to the midway point, Cool Diva touches down on the lead, but comes under early pressure as Somber is up and driving. Somber on the outside is suddenly eyeballing Cool Diva, and Cool Diva becomes a pocket sitter yet again. Somber takes charge, 56-3 to the half. Cool Diva back to 2nd now. Villefranche is 3rd. In at the rail, it's HP Burcell, 4th, 5th inside to Muscles of Plenty, sitting 6th inside to Spend That Money. Then it's back 7th to King of Magic. Overland from an 8 starts up Northern Cavalier. Knopfler back into 9th, and Addy Core Royal remains the trailer. Somber with the lead, but Cool Diva pocket pops now. Right there with them from in 3rd is Villefranche. Back into 4th is HP Burcell. 3/4 past 9, and Somber on the inside is given way. Cool Diva roars right by. Three quarters in 126. Cool Diva to the front. Villefranche goes into attack mode. HP Bruxelles is sizing them up from back into third. And Filion is trying to split the Red Seas here late. Deep stretch. Villefranche puts that white blaze up in front. But here comes HP Bruxelles scooting through between. HP Bruxelles up the inside. Outside Villefranche. It is going to be HP Bruxelles by half a length. Villefranche the second, Cool Diva third, tight for fourth. Mile time 1:54 and 4.
I thought the 8 was winning that.
I thought it. Well, it came in. Would it come 6-8?
Yeah, 6-8.
6-8. That's a good start right there.
It's okay. The 6 ended up 3-1. How about the 7-2 move? And I was shocked. And the 2, honestly, we talked about it before the race. The horse was going to be favored. Has 3 lifetime wins. There were issues there. So
yeah.
The 8 was good. He drifts every time. That's just something he does, and that ultimately I think may have cost him. But the 6 was best. 8 was pretty good though there.
So
good start in the pick 4 though.
Yeah, we're moving on. We got a 3-1 to start that pick 4 at Mohawk. So it's that's a lot better than 8-5 or 9-5. So we will take that start, and we're gonna move on to leg 2.
And if you looked at NAHU picks, and I'm just saying like that, at the Mohawk picks, and you read, I mean, it was I had 8 was the top pick, 6 was the second pick, so that exact is going to be fairly decent here, I think, if you're into that sort of thing.
Well, actually, in this race at the Meadowlands, my best bet of the night, outside of horses like Manchego and horses like that, don't even consider those ones. My best bet of the night, the Meadowlands, is in this 4th race. Olivia Deo, currently 14-1.
Nice.
I'm liking it.
Get it. Are you ready to start the pick 4 from Meadowlands?
Yes, we're doing the early pick 4 at the Meadowlands, which has a $50,000 guarantee, which we mentioned.
6, 7, 8, 9. Race 6 is
the
start.
In case everybody was asleep before the shutdown, or it's been long enough, I guess. Meadowlands did change their wagering menu, I guess you would call it. Mm-hmm. Early pick 4 starts in race 6. Late pick 4 starts in race 10. I believe tonight. Depends how many. It's the last 4. However many they have, it's the last 4 races. But $50,000 guarantee.
It is race 10. You are correct.
$50,000 guarantee. 15% takeout on this pick 4. 50-cent minimum bet here. And we started with a filly and mare now winners of $15,000 last 5 starts, and it's full fields everywhere. So, Mike, why don't you start us off here?
Okay, so I have to say I thought this race was extremely difficult. Numbers of 15,000, and I started with the all ticket. I mean, I'm going to go shorter in other legs. I feel like it's an extremely difficult race. You have, some horses that qualified well. They qualified at different racetracks. You have some gateway qualifiers. Horses that look better are from the outside posts. And, you're dealing with, horses that all have talent, all have made a little bit of money, and all are capable of winning this race off the layoff. I mean, if you look, the 4's made 400,000. The 5's made close to 200. The 6's made 200. All these horses know how to race and know how to win. I favor the outside 4. But, I liked more than half. When I like more than half, I typically take them all. And, a couple prices I thought were interesting were the 9 and the 10. The 9 especially qualified very well from an outside post for Scotty D. This horse was racing numbers of 24, numbers of 30,000 at Yonkers prior to the shutdown, won 121,000 last year. And you get Tetrick here. I do like that. And then the 10, Miss UN. A couple qualifiers, which I like. Both kicked sub 28 and, won 12 races last year. Another one I think is interesting is going to be a price. So all for the pick 4. I think 9 and 10 have a chance at prices.
Not nearly as deep as you here. To start it off, I'll go with the 3, Bye Felicia.
Bye Felicia.
Bye Felicia. First start for Jen Bongiorno. Joe will drive. was really good in that qualifier at Gateway. Basically just shut down and just pacing away from him there. That was a big qualifier, and I expect her to be very solid here, likely heading out toward the lead once again. The 5, Apple Hanover. This one, another one that left and qualified real well. 51 and change last quarter and 27 here at the Meadowlands last weekend. Makes sense. Is going to take some money. Do I think has to win? Absolutely not. But this horse qualified well and looks fit and ready to go right off the bench. And the 7, Eleniarch, I'm assuming that's how you say it, Australian bred horse. Third start in North America for this one. Put in a massive qualifier, I thought anyway, and she looks the part. I think she's going to be one of those horses that is eventually going up against open mares. We'll see what she can do. She obviously has some quirks, but if those quirks are worked out and she races like she qualified, she's going to be a very, very tough horse to beat in here. So I am 357 to start it. Moving on, race number 7, leg number 2 at the Meadowlands. This is the non-winners of 10,000, last 5 on the trot. Full field here. I'll start this one off with the 1, Carrick. Moves from the Burke barn into Kevin McDermott's barn now. Draws the rail. Doesn't have a ton of early speed, but enough to get out and stay in contention on this slightly off track tonight. I think could play. If the horse is bet down, I'd be a little weary betting any win money on the horse at a short price. But you get Brian Sears, you get the rail, and you're going to Kevin McDermott's barn. I take that and I'll go ahead and throw that horse in. The 4, Limerence. I think that's how you say that too. There's some weird names tonight. This is... Wait, did I use the right horse? No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Limerence. 15 to 1 morning line. Steve Smith, Karen Garland. This horse in the qualifier. I did rewatch this qualifier because I was curious what the horse did. He just sat there. He never asked this horse to go. I think this horse has plenty of speed and does have a win on the track. 5 starts here at the Meadowlands, a win, and a third lifetime. Moving back to the big track, I like that angle. This horse has shown speed before, has shown decent speed against tough company over at Yonkers. So maybe this horse with the right trip could be a factor at a decent price. The 9, Rosita, is very obvious here. It's T-Trick, Jeff Cullifer. I don't know how ready the horse is. He qualified decently. Just has to work out a trip. I think he's kind of a trip horse. That's when he's best, when he can be covered up for about 5/8 of the mile. So I see him leaving. If he gets stung on the outside for a little while, that would likely have him packing it in late. And then the 10, Henderson Steelster. This horse is a dead speed horse, I think, and will be firing. Won his last start over at the Meadowlands with Andy driving. Post 10 is your only concern here. So I'm 1-4-9-10. How about you, Mike?
Too deep. And the 2, fairly low priced ones. But, Rosita, the 9. And this horse actually won off. You said you weren't sure if he would be ready. Well, he did win off a similar type layoff, back earlier in the wintertime. And then look who he had to face. Very, very fast. Warrior 1, Dason, horses like that. Lots of class here. And I really feel like that he kind of lays over this field. So a definite use for me. And then the 10, Henderson Steelster, if you look, this horse was off from December to March, off 1 qualifier, and was 6-5 and went 54. That was numbers of 7,500. Steps up here, but won 6 times last year. This horse obviously does okay, off of some time off. I think both of these horses are going to gun from the gate and dominate this race. I'm 9-10.
We've got half of them in common there.
I only used 2, so
yeah,
we could only be half in common.
So race number 8 is leg number 3 of this pick 4 sequence. Non-winners of 22,500 last 5 starts on the trot. Mike, start us off here. Who are you taking?
These are good ones. I have 3 deep. I actually could have been 4, but I cut it down for the ticket. The 5, Obrigado, had won 2 straight prior to the shutdown. Tons of class, almost 2 million. Was just starting to get good. I mean, the horse was 10 years old, but he was starting to climb back up that ladder again. And when he's good, he beats this field. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. So he's a must use for me. The 6, Winning Shadow. This is Burke. This horse won a qualifier at Gateway in 54-4. Prior to that, had a couple starts at Yonkers earlier in the year and just was suspect, but was bet. But had won 136,000 last year. Burke's horses have been racing very well at Scioto, so used for me. And then the €8 bond. A couple qualifiers which I like. One on May 1st, one on May 30th. The first one was a big blowout, and then this last one was a decent one. They went 53. Southwind Chrome, Crystal Fashion, both of which would be very, very good in this race. Has some class, gets an equipment change, top connections. Using that one, 5, 6, 8.
Not too far off here. I'm starting with the 4 Max, Burke and Gingras. This horse is not.
That's my other one.
Yeah, this horse is not camera shy at all. Loves to win. Coming off of 2 straight wins before the shutdown over at Pocono. Does have a little bit of trouble winning at the Meadowlands, though. That's my only concern. But I think the horses are used qualified well over at Gateway with Dexter Dunn driving. Yannick jumps on. This horse makes sense and should be right there, I would think. The 5 Obrigado, I mean, classiest of the classy. This horse just keeps coming, keeps racing, and he'll go with whatever he can go with. So always a use for me no matter what class he's in. The €8 bond.
Going to the gate here, Ron, at Meadowlands. You want to go there?
Yeah. Right after.
Okay. Go to Meadowlands race 4, and then we'll get Rod right back.
Okay.
Some action for the 10 Daytona Dreamin'. And Dexter Dunn at 7-1 here. This starts the 20-cent pick 6 race 4 trotters on gate. Here they come. Up and running, Heaven and Cocktails and Dreams up together with Abs Hanover just eases away. There goes Cupid Hanover on the inside. Caviar Eva outsprinted 5th into the first turn. Olivia Deo takes a seat in 6th in front of Molto Bene. Then comes Don Grigio. At the back, it's Daytona Dreamin' and Never Late Kate. They trot past the quarter, loose leader. Heaven and Marcus Miller by 2 lengths. Here comes Cocktails and Dreams, an early grind for that one, 27-1. Crisp opener there. Cupid Hanover 3rd. Across the backstretch they go. Abs Hanover on the cones is 4th. Caviar Diva next in line 5th. Olivia Deo's 6th as they continue towards the half. Then it's Molto Bene, Don Grigio, and Daytona Dreamin' and Never Late Kate can see them all. Here comes Cupid Hanover, a quick dart to the front with Matt Kikili. Cupid Hanover will get a challenge now from Abs Hanover and Jason Bartlett, 56-3 for the half. So now they battle onto the far turn. Cupid Hanover takes on Abs Hanover on the outside. Those two open up by 2 on Cocktails and Dreams in 3rd. Heaven is 4th on the inside. Caviar Diva gets in gear 5th on the outside. Olivia Dale tracking her from 6th, heading to 3/4. Then it's Molto Bene, Don Grigio on the outside, and Daytona Dreamin' and Never Late Kate. At 3/4, they're stride for stride. Abs Hanover on the outside. Cupid Hanover on the rail. 3/4 in 125-1. Cupid Hanover, Abs Hanover on the outside. They slug it out. Caviar Eva trying to reel them in. Here comes Caviar Eva. Pull out his Cocktails and Dreams. Watch for Heaven in between horses live with trot. Caviar Eva strikes the lead. Heaven is trying to rally on the outside at her. Caviar Eva. Then came Heaven. And then it was Molto Benny and Abs Hanover in 153-4.
Another winner in the contest for me. 4-1.
There you go. But not me.
No, she's getting some early
Good jump tonight.
Yeah, that's fine. But the 8, back to this race at the not this race, race number 8 at the Meadowlands, 3rd leg of the pick 4, early pick 4. I started with the 4 and the 5. Now I'm on to the €8 bond for Nancy Tactor, Dave Miller. Makes sense here, making the first start for Tactor. This horse has a ton of speed, mark of 150 and 1. I don't know how you couldn't have this horse on your ticket. Must use. Very simple there. 4, 5, and 8 for me. Mike, what were you there?
5, 6,
5, 6, 8.
Yeah. So, and like I said, the 4 would have been my other horse there had it not been. I was just trying to cut it back a little. So.
Moving on, final leg of this early pick 4 at the Meadowlands. Race number 9, Filly Mare Preferred. These are some stellar horses here, coming off the layoff, featuring Kissing in the Sand. You got Apple Bottom Jeans in this field. You got Snobby Town for Burke.
Snobby.
You got Caviar Alley. I mean, this is just loaded. And you've got an import that's got 2 starts on U.S. soil. Both of them were really good starts. Where did you land here, Mike?
Just too deep, but I agree it's extremely difficult, and I honestly would like to use a few more, but I'm going to use Apple Bottom Jeans because I think she does well off of layoffs, and she has a giant class. She fits in this class. Let's put it that way. I mean, she's in tough, but she fits in this class at this level at this racetrack. Won 300,000 last year, and she has a lot of early speed. And I think that from the 6th post, she's going to be rolling early. The qualifier was sharp enough. Kicked 26 and 2 there from a position that she tends to not really come from, and that was from off the pace. And I like that qualifier. I like the post. I like the price. So she's a use for me. And then the 9, Caviar Alley, probably the best horse in this race, has made close to $2 million. 9 wins last year. Ended up winning the TVG. Was right there in the Breeders' Crown. She won Breeders' Crown, yeah?
Caviar Alley?
She won that race.
Yeah, she beat Sharton.
Okay. That's right. Okay, so, they all run together sometimes, Rod. I mean, anyway, kicked 26 and 1 in the qualifier in a 51 mile. She's ready to roll too. I'm using her for sure. 6-9 to finish.
For me, a little bit different here. I don't mind you using Apple Bottom Jeans. I think she always fits here. Kissing in the Sand.
Price. You're gonna get 10 to 1 anyway.
Kissing in the Sand for me, I think, is a play. She loves the Meadowlands, loves to win at the Meadowlands. She's got her lifetime mark, or not her lifetime mark. She got her mark a couple years ago at the Meadowlands, and she makes this track when she's not in with Sharton anyway, and she doesn't get roughed up too bad. She makes this track hers, and I think this is a spot she drew the middle of the gate. She's going to be firing early. I expect her to be on the lead or in the 2-hole and trying to pounce late. I'm using her. She's got a shot to win here. The 9, Caviar Alley, you don't really have to say too much about her. She's a world champion, millionaire. Have to have her. Have to have her on your ticket. And then the 10, Soho Burnin' Love. Import for Jim King. Tim Tetrick drives. This one had a really good qualifier. Kicked home 25 and 4 in that qualifier with a mile of 151 and 1. Makes a ton of sense here. Did get shuffled in that qualifier, so keep that in mind. And I think that is going to be the key here with this horse making.
I'd like her better if she was inside.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I still think
off, they're not really gonna. I mean, really, do they really need to win this race? You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
They don't have to win this race, but I think Timmy might just sit there, let her pace home. If she's close enough, I think she can go by him. She shows that type of talent from what I can see.
Yeah, the problem is that they're going to be kicking 26 in front of her, so that's the she kicked home 25 and 4. I mean, I understand what you're doing here, but if she was inside, she'd be far more interesting to me.
Really. Yeah, I understand that angle, but I think Timmy's just going to sit and float out there and follow up some cover. Hopefully, be following Caviar Alley, who's probably going to race the first half easy and just pace home a ton. So that's kind of the angle I took there. So 5, 9, 10 for me, which makes my ticket at the Meadowlands go as follows: 3, 5, 7 with 1, 4, 9, 10 with 4, 5, 8 with 5, 9, 10. It's $54 for 50 cents. Mike, ticket.
All of the first 9, 10, 5, 6, 8, 6, 9. It's $60.
And how many minutes do we have over at Mohawk?
So they're still in the paddock. Well, actually, they're post parading just now. So 0 minutes, but they're still going through the post parade. So I would say about 5.
So we're wrapping up the contest here in this race. Well, we got one more race at Meadowlands as well, and we gave you the early pick fours at both Mohawk and the Meadowlands. Mohawk, they're on the second leg already. I'm alive to the 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10. Mike, who do you have in this leg?
In this race, I was 7, 9.
So Mike is not as deep as me. I'm hoping for a price here. One of my prices anyway. 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10. Who's the longest of those right now?
4's 3 to 1, 5's 5 to 1, 7's 9 to 2, 4 to 1, and 9's 2 to 1. So those are the 4 bad horses.
Yeah, they're all getting bet.
Pick 5s are good. Pick
No,
5s are
well, I
good.
have the 10 also.
Pick 5 to the 7's 10,000.
It's what?
You're alive? You got to be alive, aren't you? Are you alive?
Say what now?
You're alive in the pick 5, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, they're big.
To 5,
Who
7,
you
and
have?
9. 5, 7, and 9.
Well, the 5 is $5,200 for $1. The 7's $9,400 for $1, and the 9's $3,600 for $1. So
For 20 cents,
1,000,
1,000,
2,000,
yeah.
and about 800. So
1,046,
that'd be nice.
1894, and 732.
Yeah, let's get this. Get this home.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Well, you made a good. You did good in the first. Like the other, I thought the hard one was the first race because the other ones I had all on my picks. You know what I mean? Like I was using all those other horses. That was a good use in that first race, and that was really good. They're going here quick. They're not messing around.
They're getting ready to go to the gate?
Normally after they post parade, it's like, you know, they have a couple minutes, but right now they're going straight to the gate here. They did have a little delay in the paddock though, it seemed. So they were a little late coming out. I don't know what they're doing. It's hard to know what they're doing with all the new guidelines and
Yeah,
such.
everything's a little hectic right now.
So,
But we're hoping to
let's
hit
get
this pick
home.
5 and keep this pick 4 going. How about that?
Let's get it. 7. I'm shocked at the 7's my top pick. You know, that's a big ticket for that horse winning. I mean, this horse has a massive chance to win the race.
The 9 got hammered in that pick 5.
Yeah. I mean, he was the low. I mean, I could see it though.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But the 7 right now is the fourth choice on the board at 4 to 1, wide open betting board here.
I would take 4 to 1 on this horse.
Mike's taking 4 to 1 on this horse. I hope he's right. Because here they go. Mike, you want to give us some audio?
I'll give you some audio.
This is race number 5 at Mohawk.
Pacers in behind the gate for tonight's 5th race with a field of 9 minus the 2 Pogo Hanover scratch due to sickness. Public goes to the outside of the gate. It's 9 Smiling Dialing, the 9 to 5 favorite, undefeated Thinking Out Loud filly. 3 for 3 last year. See what she does here tonight in the sophomore debut. It's post time for tonight's 5th race. Here they come. They're often pacing in a good beginning. Leading out in the center is Odds On Vero Beach. Zephyr Sealster with sharp speed off the car. They're outside from third drives Regal Electron, a breaker in the backfield. Mouth-watering is off stride. In at the railway, fourth, Mocking Mary. Fifth and parked is Saturday Night Jukebox, looking to slide down to the pylons. Will do so just ahead of Little Mary. Further back we go with the inside to race up there is Magnolia Moonstone, being tracked in the backfield further back at the inside by Smiling Dialing. That first panel was 28-4, and it's Odds On Vero Beach to the backstretch. leading it by almost 2 lengths. Back into second, Zephyr Sealster. Regal Electron is third. Mocking Mary from in fourth. Fifth inside there. Tracks Saturday Night Jukebox. Further back we go to find Little Mary. Then it's Magnolia Moonstone. Another 2 lengths back towards the inside. Tracks along Smiling Dialing. Almost up to the midway point here. And it's Odds on Vero Beach getting things her own way. Leads it just over a length. Right there in the pocket is Zephyr Sealster. The opening half. Just 58-3. Good rating up front. As McNair got a second split of 29-4. Going into the final turn, it's Odds on Vero Beach leading the way. Back into second, Zephyr Sealster. Now third outside, Saturday Night Jukebox. The rail from in fourth belongs to Regal Electron. Advancing on cover, fifth outside, Little Mary. Sixth trapped in, Mocking Mary. Then outside, Magnolia Moonstone. And Smiling Dialing towards the inside there. Swings out now to catch cover at 3/4 in 127-2. Odds on Vero Beach finds another gear. Widens out to 3 coming off the turn. Second to the inside is Zephyr Sealster. Now third outside comes Real Electron. From way back, Smiling Dialing kicks on with late speed. They're into the final eighth. And it's Odds on Vero Beach just pouring it on. Late speed coming from Smiling Dialing far outside. Then Zephyr Sealster and Regal Electron. Here's Odds on Vero Beach to give McNair another. Getting up for second was Regal Electron tight for show. Smiling Dialing and Zephyr Sealster together. The mile 154-4.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, I kind of whiffed on the 5 there. I mean, I get it. I just, who's to say that the 7 runs to start and then the 9 was driven with no chance of whatsoever. So, but you got it.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
That's
$1,000?
Yeah, that's a nice pick 5.
Very good. Are we done, or are we going to stay for the last of the Meadowlands for the contest?
Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, we can stay on here.
It's going to be a little bit.
Then we're jumping off. Next week, we'll be back with another edition. But until then, make sure you go to NAHUPicks.com. Check out all the analysis. BowRiverJewelry.com. Grab some jewelry while you're over there. Grab some analysis while you're on our website. It's all free on our website. Always make sure you spread the word. Get it out and bet some harness racing. How about that?
Yeah, get some harness racing. Let's go.
But until then, I'm Rod Elms Jr. That guy, Mike Prebosi. Mike, we'll see you next week.
All right.